Hey guys, this is Hanshaw. Appreciate you all tuning in to my show. We have an outstanding show lined up for you today. If you like my channel, hit that subscribe button. Be sure to hit that bell. Like my videos. I look forward to reading all your comments. Let's get into our show now. Y'all have a good one. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is Hanshaw. Appreciate you all tuning into my show. The last few weeks, I've got a very good friend of mine that's going through some relationship problems with his wife, and they more often than not revolve around trust issues. She simply doesn't seem to trust him. If he goes to work and if he works with or near women, there's a problem. If he goes into a store where there's women in that store, there's a problem. And so we all know that it's impossible to do anything like that. There's women everywhere we go. So let me make this statement at the onset of this video. If you're in a romantic relationship, whether that be boyfriend, girlfriend, husband, wife, whatever, and there's no trust or very little trust, then your whole foundation is crumbling beneath your feet. You need to know that. Number two, you need to know the accuser is normally the guilty one. So I would look into why your significant other is constantly accusing you. Could be they're the ones cheating on you. A high possibility of that. There's a third reason. It could be that that person who has trust issues was not reared and brought up in a home that was conducive to security. Very possible that individual was raised in a home of insecurity, where they were never loved or held or caressed or cared for in such a manner whereby they felt secure, loved, and all of that. So you got all this going on. But the bottom line is, if you're not trusted, then you have nothing. That's a big, bold statement. But I'm going to say it one more time before we get into this. If you are not trusted, you have no relationship. Now, I'm not talking to people here that's, where they have mental disorders. That's different. I mean, if you're with someone and they have paranoid schizophrenia or borderline personality or any other mental disorder that would cause them to be paranoid or mistrustful, that's a whole new That's a different video. That's another issue. I'm talking about here people that's relatively in their right frame of mind, no diagnosis of mental disorders or whatever. We're just talking about people that just don't trust you. You're your significant other that doesn't trust you. Why is that? Well, I give you those three reasons. There could be others, but those are the three that I mention more often than not when I'm counseling people, when I'm talking to people. So let's get into this. I want to give you 7 signs your partner does not trust you. Now, these signs, these traits and characteristics and behavior patterns, they're patterns. I understand I use this word patterns. These are not, oops, I made a mistake. Oops, I'll do better next time. Oops. No, these are not oopses. These are behavioral patterns with these people because they have deep-seated trust issues. And if you're on the receiving end of that, God help you. Because your life will be a living hell. I lived it. I was married to a woman. She did not trust me. I never gave her any reasons not to trust me. I've been married 4 times. I've never cheated or went out on any of them women. Ever. Now, it is odd that all the women that I've been with left me for other men. It's odd, but that's how it happens. So anyway, I've been through this. Number 1 sign is they check your telephone. They check your cell phone. They will go through your phone to see who you're talking to. They'll look through your phone numbers, through your text messages, through your photos, through your videos, whatever. They're trying to find out if you're doing something behind their back. Excuse me. They go snooping, they go digging. Sometimes with your permission, sometimes without your permission. More often than not, it's without your permission. And if you have a passcode or a password on that phone, they will ask you to remove that so they can have free access to your phone. Now, they'll also, while we're on this subject, go through your social media. They'll go through your Facebook and your Twitter and your Snapchat and your Instagram and through your LinkedIn and whatever social media platforms you're on. They will go through that, and if you're a woman, then your man who doesn't trust you, he will likely make you unfriend all of your male friends. If you're a woman and your husband don't trust you, that's what'll happen. If you're a guy and your wife don't trust you, she will likely make you unfriend all of your female friends because they don't trust you. See what I'm saying? Second sign. They ask you a ton of questions. You will feel like you're in a courtroom on trial being questioned by a prosecuting attorney. Where have you been? Why didn't you answer my text? Why didn't you answer my calls? You weren't supposed to be gone that long. Why did you take that way home? All these questions of doubting your honesty, doubting where you've been, doubting your integrity, doubting your loyalty to them. All that. Number 3, they follow your whereabouts. This particular person that I'm talking to now, his partner had a tracking device put on his car. I don't know where she got that or how much money she paid for that, but he found it because it started beeping. Something malfunctioned in it. And she was tracking his whereabouts. And that's one direct way of doing it. Another way of doing it is they'll have their friends to follow you, or their family members, or their co-workers to keep tabs on you. See, they're trying to catch you up in something because in their mind, you're cheating on them. In their mind, you're the enemy. See, here's the problem, guys. When you marry, date someone, when you're with someone, you need to marry your best friend. You need to have a lot in common. You need to make sure they're not a candidate for the local mental hospital with all these issues. Okay? Because that is your enemy. It's not your friend. You have gotten with someone that looks at you as a foe and not a friend. That's why they jump you. They constantly argue at you. They constantly accuse you. They constantly question you. Question your motives. Question your intentions. Question who you talk to, where you go, what you do, how long you stay, and etc. No way to live, guys. Number 4, they check into your finances. You can have 2 separate bank accounts. It doesn't matter. They will see where you're spending your money on, who you're spending it on, and why. I knew a lady who worked at a nursing home. A very sweet lady, and she was just good-hearted. A good-hearted lady. She would buy out of her own money residents little treats and little things like that. She wasn't rich, but she did it because she was a good-hearted, kind, compassionate person. Well, she was married to a very jealous, insecure, immature, childish, self-centered, narcissistic dude. And he questioned her about buying those residents a burger or a hat or a fake jewelry or whatever she would get them. Wasn't like a lot of money. She only bought the ones really, because I know her very well, she only bought the residents that didn't have any visitors. She treated them. So, to check up on your finances, and you will be drilled and questioned if anything comes up strange in their mind. Doesn't take a lot. Number 5, they keep you at arm's length. What do I mean by that? They got to keep you within a hand's reach. You get outside of their control zone. Notice how I articulate this, guys. You get out of their reach, out of their purview, out of their comfort zone for you. And they will tell you where to go, what not to go, where not to go, what to do, what not to do, who to talk to, who not to talk to. For example, this person I'm talking to right now, his mother and dad lives about an hour and a half away from where he and his wife live. Every time. Now, her mom and dad live in the same general area as her and my buddy live, like 20 minutes away, not very far. So every time that he wants to go see his mom, dad, brother, I think he's got a sister. They all live over in that general area near his parents. Oh, we can go, but we're not going to stay very long. We're not going to make this an all-day thing. I've got things I've got to do. That's what she says. So, they keep you at arm's length. You are never allowed or permitted to be out of their arm's length. And I hope I'm saying this right, because you will be confronted if you do this. If you get out of their arm's length where they cannot keep tabs on you, and you're going to be confronted, it'll turn into an argument. I'll tell you another story. Years ago, when I was a police chaplain, I got called to this home, this domestic violence situation. And they were arguing, just screaming, yelling, cursing, and all that. And me and the sergeant walked in on it. And come to find out, the argument was over a trust issue. This man had just attended a funeral of someone that evidently he knew enough to go to the funeral. Well, it lasted about an hour and some odd minutes, more than his wife thought it should have lasted. And when he got home that afternoon, he caught hell. She argued at him and threatened to leave him because he was an hour late. See, he had stepped out of her arm's reach. That extra hour in her twisted, mistrustful mind could not be accounted for whatsoever. So she threw a fit. Number 6, they seem like they no longer enjoy having sex with you. I've seen this happen a time or two, where the mistrustful person becomes so obsessed with the thought that their partner has stepped out on them or is going to step out on them or whatever, that they cannot get that off of their brain and they cannot have sex. Why? Because they're looking at you, like I told you just a while ago, as an enemy, not as a friend, not as a partner, not as a lover. You're the enemy that's going to hurt them. That's why some of these things get violent. Some people become so obsessed with this mistrustful mentality that they will get violent with you. They will hit you, they will cut you, they may shoot you, they may try to kill you, they may kill you, depending on their level of obsessiveness with that. So the point is, if two people engage in a sexual act, there's got to be a certain level of trust, or they will not be able to release and let go and come to an orgasm. That's a scientific fact. If they've got other things on their mind, that's a roadblock to their intimacy, they cannot experience an orgasm, whether that be male or female. Doesn't matter. Then we get into performance issues and all that. A lot of that's due to lack of trust. So, if you notice something in the bedroom's a little bit off, and your partner doesn't trust you, that's what's going on. Number 7, it boils down to this. It feels like they are controlling you. Every move you make, every word you speak, everything you do is under a spotlight, under a microscope. And the funny thing about that is, it's never good enough. No matter what you do, it's never good enough. So they're controlling you. Control works in 3 primary ways. Don't ever forget this. Manipulation, intimidation, and domination. They will manipulate you into feeling guilty over something you've not even done. They will intimidate you through fear, or they will dominate you through force. That's where this ends. So, do they really love you? No. Somebody, listen to me. I don't care who they are. I don't care how long you've been married to them. I don't care if you've got 7 or 8 kids together. Anyone that doesn't trust you doesn't love you. Mistrust is about control. Trust, on the other hand, is about love and friendship, wanting you to have your best life now. Mistrust is, I'm waiting for the minute to catch you so that I can pitch you in the trash. And you don't have to do a thing. It's all in their mind. If you're a guy and you talk to a woman, then that mistrustful wife can justify that as you're cheating. You don't have to kiss her, you don't have to sleep with her, you don't have to touch her. So, it's all about control, guys. And someone that doesn't trust you, does not love you, they want to control you, they make your life a miserable hell on earth. What's my advice? Get the hell away from that. Listen, you only get one shot in this life. As far as I know, after this, you don't get another shot. I don't know what comes after this. But this is the only shot you get here and now. And it is no reason to live in misery, sorrow, sadness, gloom, doom, nagging, arguing, constant fighting and bickering and constant accusations and mistrust. You're under a cloud of fear that you're going to set him or her off. Your spouse, your partner, your girlfriend, your boyfriend, who doesn't trust you. You're walking on eggshells. You shouldn't have to live that way. Don't do it. Leave. If there's any possible way, get the hell out of there. Enjoy your life. And let that person sit, soak, and sour in their own misery. All right. That's all I got. Y'all have a good one. Take care. Bye-bye. Hey guys, that's the end of the show. Appreciate you all tuning in. Be sure and hit that subscribe button. Hit the bell. Be sure to get all the notifications on my channel. Appreciate you all. Look forward to reading your all's comments. You all have a very good day.